Article 555 of the National Electrical Code does not apply to private boathouses. The general wiring articles of the National Electrical Code, such as Articles 210, 300, and 400, are applicable to the wiring of private boathouses. Beyond the National Electrical Code, several other codes and references can provide additional guidance. Firstly, NFPA 303, which is the fire protection standard for marinas and boatyards, offers guidance on electrical installations and fire protection measures for marinas and boatyards, including private boathouses. Secondly, the International Code Council building codes might contain specific requirements for the wiring and construction of private boathouses. Thirdly, local building codes might impose additional requirements or permit conditions applicable to private boathouses. When dealing with large private boathouses, several specific considerations come into play. A remote panel may be necessary to effectively distribute power throughout the boathouse structure. It is important that the remote panel is located in a dry and accessible location. Given the significant number of outlets, approximately 160, it is crucial to ensure proper circuit sizing and protection. The use of ground fault circuit interrupters, known as GFCIs, is highly recommended, and in some cases, it is required. For luminaries installed over boat slips, it is important to use those suitable for wet locations and capable of providing adequate illumination. Exterior lighting should be strategically designed to provide security and visibility, while also minimizing glare. Low-level lighting is also essential for ensuring safe navigation on decks and docks. In terms of fire safety, the installation of smoke detectors and fire extinguishers throughout the boathouse is a must. Consider installing a sprinkler system, particularly if local codes mandate it. In conclusion, while Article 555 of the National Electrical Code does not directly govern private boathouses, adhering to its guidelines as closely as possible is still a good practice. Consulting other codes and references such as NFPA 303 and local building codes is essential to ensure proper wiring and comprehensive fire safety measures. When planning the electrical system for a boathouse, especially a large one with numerous outlets and specialized lighting, a detailed approach is necessary. This involves several key steps. Firstly, calculate the total load. Accurately determine the anticipated electrical load of all devices and equipment that will be connected to the electrical system. This includes lighting, heating, appliances, and any other electrical equipment. Secondly, determine the appropriate wire gauge for each circuit based on the calculated load and the ampacity rating specified in the National Electrical Code. Using the correct wire size is critical for preventing overheating and potential fire hazards. Thirdly, select the appropriate size and type of circuit breakers or fuses to protect each circuit. Circuit breakers and fuses should be rated to interrupt the flow of electricity in the event of an overload or short circuit. Fourthly, consider the environmental factors. Boathouses are typically located in close proximity to water, which means they are exposed to moisture, humidity, and potential corrosion. Use wiring and electrical components that are specifically designed for wet or damp locations. This includes weather-resistant wiring, waterproof boxes, and corrosion-resistant hardware. Fifthly, proper grounding and bonding are essential for electrical safety. Ensure that all metallic components of the electrical system, including conduit, enclosures, and equipment, are properly grounded and bonded to prevent electric shock hazards. Sixthly, install ground fault circuit interrupters, GFCIs, in all locations where there is a potential for contact with water, such as near sinks, showers, and outdoor outlets. GFCIs are designed to detect even small imbalances in electrical current and quickly shut off the power to prevent electric shock. Seventhly, adhere to all applicable codes and standards. Consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the electrical installation complies with all relevant national, state, and local codes and standards. This includes the National Electrical Code, as well as any specific requirements imposed by the local building authority. Eighthly, conduct a thorough inspection. Once the electrical installation is complete, have it inspected by a qualified electrical inspector to ensure that it meets all code requirements and is safe for use. Ninthly, implement regular maintenance. Schedule regular maintenance inspections of the electrical system to identify and address any potential problems before they become serious. This includes checking wiring connections, testing GFCIs, and inspecting for signs of corrosion or damage. 10th, document everything. Keep detailed records of all electrical work performed in the boathouse, including wiring diagrams, circuit schedules, and inspection reports. This documentation will be valuable for future maintenance and troubleshooting. When installing luminaries, it's crucial to select fixtures that are appropriate for the intended use and environment. For luminaries installed over boat slips, choose fixtures that are specifically designed for wet locations and that provide adequate illumination for safe navigation. Consider using light-emitting diode, LED fixtures, which are energy efficient and have a long lifespan. For exterior lighting, use fixtures that provide security and visibility without creating excessive glare. Consider using motion sensor lights to conserve energy and deter intruders. For dock and deck lighting, low-level lighting is essential for creating a safe and inviting atmosphere. Consider using recessed lights or pathway lights to provide subtle illumination without creating glare. The topic of fire safety cannot be overstated, especially in a boathouse environment where flammable materials may be present. Firstly, install smoke detectors throughout the boathouse, including in sleeping areas, living areas, and near the kitchen. Test the smoke detectors regularly to ensure that they are functioning properly. Secondly, install fire extinguishers in readily accessible locations throughout the boathouse. Make sure that the fire extinguishers are of the appropriate type for the types of fires that are likely to occur in a boathouse, such as electrical fires and grease fires. Thirdly, consider installing a fire sprinkler system, especially if the boathouse is large or contains valuable property. Fire sprinkler systems can quickly extinguish fires and prevent them from spreading. Fourthly, store flammable materials such as gasoline and propane in properly labeled containers and in well-ventilated areas away from sources of ignition. Fifthly, inspect the boathouse regularly for potential fire hazards, such as frayed wiring, overloaded electrical outlets, and combustible materials stored near heat sources. Sixthly, develop a fire safety plan and practice it regularly with all occupants of the boathouse. The plan should include procedures for evacuating the boathouse in the event of a fire and for contacting emergency services. In addition to these general considerations, there are also some specific electrical requirements that may apply to boathouses. Firstly, shore power connections. If the boathouse is equipped with shore power connections for charging boat batteries or powering electrical equipment on boats, these connections must comply with the requirements of the National Electrical Code. This includes the use of ground fault protection and proper wiring methods. Secondly, marina power outlets. If the boathouse is located in a marina, the power outlets provided by the marina must comply with the requirements of the National Electrical Code. This includes the use of ground fault protection and proper wiring methods. Thirdly, floating buildings. If the boathouse is a floating building, it must comply with the requirements of the National Electrical Code for floating buildings. This includes specific requirements for wiring methods, grounding, and bonding. Fourthly, boat hoists and lifts. If the boathouse is equipped with boat hoist or lifts, these devices must comply with the requirements of the National Electrical Code. This includes specific requirements for wiring methods, grounding, and control circuits. Fifthly, underwater lighting. If the boathouse is equipped with underwater lighting, this lighting must comply with the requirements of the National Electrical Code. This includes specific requirements for wiring methods, grounding, and water tightness. Finally, surge protection. Given the potential for lightning strikes in waterfront locations, it is highly recommended to install surge protection devices at the main electrical panel and at sensitive electronic equipment. Surge protection devices can help to protect against damage from voltage spikes caused by lightning or other electrical disturbances. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the work is done safely and correctly.